Hey, 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 it's Dr. Dawn and it's Mystical Monday. Yay, I've been gone for a little while, but now I'm back. I have some internet service, so now I can reconnect with you guys because I have relocated to a remote area in Arizona. Yay! You guys know, if you've been following me, that it has been my journey and my goal to manifest residency in Arizona. And so voila, here I am, 2023, the year of manifestation. If I can manifest what's one of the things that was on my list, you are definitely in the process of manifesting what is on your list, okay? Because what am I? But a projection of you. Okay, for those of you who are new here, or if you're just coming back again because you missed me and you want to hear me speak, my name is Dr. Dawn, and I am an intuitive guide and spiritual messenger. And so what that means is I'm the go-between between the spiritual realm and the physical realm. I'm the one in the middle relaying messages to you from your spirit team or spirit as a result of downloads that I am receiving, okay? So on this format, on Monday nights, I am the go-between between myself and the collective, which is you guys, okay? I'm the one in the middle. Spirit gives me the information to give all of you collectively. This ain't a one-on-one session like I do during the week, during work hours. This is a collective message for everyone who is energetically tuned in and drawn in and tapped in to this particular broadcast here on my YouTube channel at Discovering Your Inner Light. Okay, first and foremost, you guys dig my background. It says, I didn't create it, I borrowed it. It says the 5D earth is here, but only 1% can see that. Are you part of the 1%? Yes, you are, because you're here. If you were not part of the 1%, you would not be drawn energetically to my channel. So look, people always want to know if their third eye is open. Yes, it's open if you are tapped into these types of social media platforms. What are these types of social media platforms? These are platforms that are geared towards spiritual concepts, mystical concepts, concepts that are considered woo-woo because of our traditional conditioning and programming, okay? So look, now we're in 2023. We're in the midst of our ascension, right? Ascension 2023, new year, new level of evolvement, new level of awareness. And so we are getting into this year learning or realizing or becoming aware of the distractions. Okay, tonight we're going to talk a little bit about how it's time to start minimizing the distractions on your journey. Because as you start to ascend up, the distractions are going to become huge, okay? So it's very important that you stay in as close as you can in alignment and connected to the source, which is God, so that you can continue to move forward on your journey and create the life, co-create, because you're working closely with Spirit, aka God, co-create the life that you desire during your time here on planet Earth. All right, let's get into these distractions, if you will. A lot of us are familiar with distractions as they relate to people, right? We know there are certain people in our lives that we know if we had any say so about it, we would move them out the way, right? Because we know that they bring us down more than they bring us up, or they keep us here instead of allowing us to evolve. And I say if we had any say so, because a lot of us feel as if these familial ties or these work-related ties are unbreakable, because you feel like you have to have these ties because they're part of who you are. And so some of us are still struggling with that, okay? If you're still in the place of struggling with that, there's nothing wrong with that, because that's part of the human experience and the journey. But start being aware of how often you're minimizing the time that you feel this is the case, okay? Because minimization or decreasing is progress. That's evolution. And that's all we want you to do. We don't want you to just stop, drop cold turkey and let everything go and just change and turn around and do all these new things. You don't have to do that. Take it at your own pace and at your own speed. But when we're talking about distractions, it expands beyond just people in our lives, okay? So I kind of go in and out on my channel as it relates to bringing in and incorporating and understanding knowledge and awareness of extra dimensional beings. Now, I try not to use extraterrestrial, that term, too much, because we've got it fixated and conditioned in our minds that that means beings that are here to like get us, like on Independence Day, or are going to attack us, or don't have any of our best interests in mind. So I try not to use extraterrestrial because of the stigma that comes with that. I use extra dimensional because these are beings that are not of this plane and of this frequency, but are of other higher dimensions or extra dimensional layers, if you will. So I want to talk about some of the distractions that may happen to you internally as a result of your human experience, and then externally as it relates to like upgrades that are happening with the assistance of these extra dimensional beings, as well as not downgrades, because we ain't going down, right? Or some of these things that are happening to keep you at bay by the beings who don't want to see you excel or move forward into your highest level, divine level of being, okay? So when we talk about these extra dimensional beings that are assisting us, many of us forget that they're present because you don't see them. More often than not, though, you feel their presence, which is strange for some of you guys because you're not tapped in enough to even be aware of when they're standing or being right next to you, which is all the time. When we are not aware of this factor, okay, we can be distracted by some of the secondary things that occur as a result of their presence. So like right now, let's talk about me right now. I have two beings, extra dimensional beings, one on my right, one on my left. I know this because I feel the energy on my right and my left, okay? What does it feel like, Dawn? It feels like a pushing, okay? It feels like a pushing, but yet it feels like a tingling. All right. So if I wasn't aware enough, I might think, ooh, I might be having a heart attack because I'm feeling tingling in my arms and pressure, right? But because I do what I do for a living, I know I'm very sensitive and aware of the presence of these beings. Okay. So I know I have one on my right, one on my left, and they usually are standing there when I do these lives with you guys because of the downloads that are given to me. Do they have to be standing right next to me to download? Absolutely not. But because I request their presence to be close, tight, so that I can feel, sense, and pick up on the energy very clearly, they honor my request. Okay. So I am aware. Now, if you're not aware of these beings, you guys are going to mistake their presence as all kind of physical anomalies, okay? A lot of you, because of the frequency that these beings bring, their higher level or higher dimension for those who are assisting you in your evolution. So because they're so high and you're not as high as they are, they're going to almost always cause some type of physical disruption for you. Not serious, but just something to alert you to their presence. So I want you guys to be mindful of the feelings that you have at every point of your existence and your daily life. I don't care if you're watching television. I don't care if you're getting ready for work. I don't care if you're driving in the car. I don't care if you're cooking, doing laundry, at work. They're always around you, but you must be tapped in and tuned in and turned on, as Abraham Hicks always tells us, to even know that there are presences around you. So this is my activation for you guys right now. I'm saying this to activate the part of your soul that's going to trigger you to be aware of these beings' presences at all times. Now, you're going to feel it, okay? Your feeling is going to be specific to you, and how they feel you will respond based on the energy that they're providing around you. Okay. When I first started in my journey, every time higher beings of light were around me, I would feel like a tingle go down my spine, a chill go down my spine, almost always. Then as I move forward, you guys will see I rub my nose a lot during these broadcasts, because sometimes when there's more than two of them, then it causes a tingle in my sensory area of my nose, and I have to scratch. Okay. How do I know all these things, you guys? Because I'm so aware and tuned in, and I start paying attention to when these things happening and the information that I was getting when they happen. That is key. You will know their presence not only by the physical feelings that they will give you, but by the mental and knowledgeable and wisdom type information you'll be getting at the same time. Usually when they come around and they're coming close, it's because they're trying to transmit a signal or a message to you. So in that moment, when you're feeling a certain way, like right now, I'm feeling heaviness and I'm feeling the tingling, I'm getting information in my head, in my thoughts, to tell to you guys. And they're telling me, explain to them what physical things our presence will cause. Explain to them some of the examples. I'm hearing that in my thoughts. So I know that my thoughts are downloads. I'm getting information from these beings. So when you guys are feeling something, it could be anything now. It could be a throbbing in your leg, okay? Maybe that being that's coming close to you is causing a throbbing in your leg because your leg right now has some type of physical human anomaly happening to it, whereas this high frequency energy is triggering the throbbing in that area. Okay, so these beings could trigger feelings all over your body, all over your body. Okay, so when they're present and you're tapping into the feelings you're getting, you're tapping into the messages that you're getting, you're going to start getting not just aware of the presence, but you're going to start getting more divine guidance and information. Okay. Now, remember, we're talking about distractions. This can become a distraction to you, you guys, if you're not aware of what's happening. What does the distraction become? Oh my God, I don't feel good. I'm having a heart attack. My cholesterol must be high. I'm using me for an example with the pressure and the tingling. If it were going to be a distraction, it would be like this, because I'm not aware. I need to go see a doctor because I'm just not feeling right. Oh, I knew I should have talked to so-and-so yesterday because they usually always get me in this place of being, and I usually always feel bad afterwards. I knew it was that conversation. I'm not going to talk to them no more, or I'm going to wait, or you know what? I'm going to call them back and I'm going to clarify, what we talked about, because this ain't sitting well. I must have to release it, because if I don't release it, it must be causing some kind of manifestation in me to cause my physical well-being to be off. Then here comes anxiety right now. I'm in anxiety mode. Now, you see how I started from one little sensation, one little something, and I done moved into full-blown anxiety mode. I have distracted myself from the actual reality of what it was, which was a divine being giving me guidance and information in that moment that I was not in tune to. I focused on my physical way of being. I looked at it from these eyes, not this one, and I just jumped all into my human perspective, and next thing you know, I'm in anxiety mode. So I have distracted myself from the whole message and experience that was trying to come my way from this being. Okay. Remember, you guys, 5D. Oops. Did I point the wrong way? Nope, that way. 5D Earth is here. 5D Earth is here. Be part of that 1%. Part of that. I'm pointing the wrong. Be part of that 1% that is aware of this, so that you now know what things are happening to you in each moment and each experience. Okay. So look, so that was a good distraction. That was an example of a good distraction. That was a higher dimensional being coming to me, trying to give me information and guidance in that moment, which coincidentally, we should have talked about the entire scenario so that you can get a vivid example of the information that may have been trying to come to me in that moment before I jumped all the way over here. Now, in that moment, let's just say when I was experiencing the heaviness, the tingling, I was sitting there thinking about the conversation I just had with the person prior to the feeling, okay? Before I misinterpreted the feelings. My spirit guides, or these divine beings that are trying to, these extra dimensional beings who are trying to assist us, were more than likely giving us guidance in that moment about the conversation we just had with that person on the phone. You may have heard something like, all things happen for your good, or don't be so hard on yourself. Everything is working towards your evolution, or there's no such thing as, a wrong conversation or a wrong interaction or a wrong relationship. Like all of this could have been playing in my head while I was like tuning it out and keying more into the physical ailments that were happening. So not to say that they communicate with you exactly like that, but I'm just giving you examples of things that I have heard in the midst of having these feelings in my body that I could attribute to divine extra dimensional guidance from beings that were of higher frequency. So it's all about what you tune into, Whenever you find the moments where your human existence, like the physical ailments, are going to a human place, it's okay to go there because physically your human being body could be affected by something and may need attention, for sure. But take a moment first and foremost to sit in that feeling and say, am I getting divine guidance in this moment? If so, please open me up to receive this guidance in the midst of the physical discomfort. And you'll get it. The thought that comes to your mind immediately after that is the message that is trying to come to you from that being. Okay? So now look, that sounds great, right? Because the being was wonderful. It was uplifting. It was trying to assist, keep you in a high vibe, move you forward, give you some life lessons, all of that, right? And just the presence of their being made you feel not comfortable because of their high frequency. Now, didn't make you feel bad. That's important to know. You didn't feel bad. You just felt heavy and a tingly and just out of your human comfort zone, okay? So that was a higher dimensional being. Now, how do we know when it's a being that is not of such high vibration and does not have our best interest and does not want us to move into a place of awareness and move forward and stay into our physical well-being and awareness? Okay, first and foremost, lower vibrational beings. Let me tell you something, y'all. They can only penetrate beings who, get ready, are either close in frequency to where they are, or there's a little crack in the door where they can come through and penetrate. Now, let me say this. I am not like saying that I am all kinds of high frequency, like I'm angelic, an angel here on earth. Okay, well, I kind of am an incarnated angel, but that's besides the point. We're not talking about that. I'm not saying that I'm at such a high vibration that I can't be penetrated by low vibrational beings. No, but what I am saying is that when they do try to, my frequency is at a place of awareness that I can recognize it when it tries to happen, and I can turn it off and switch it and redirect it. That's the difference. So if they are at a match to you, a vibrational match to you, or they're not a vibrational match, but they can see a little entryway where they can come on in and make their vibration penetrate and become more, baby, they're going to step into that crack and come on through and take over your vibrational field, your energy field. Now, how do you know when it's them? Let's take my same scenario that I just did, where I told you I had a phone call with somebody, went all, not the way I thought. Here comes the being. Now, remember, the beings that came before, they were coming to give me divine guidance, inspiration, upliftment, and to push me out of this place of feeling like I did something wrong, prevent anxiety from coming in. Like, oh, they came in to do that. Let's say before they came in, here comes the lower vibrational beings. Okay, let's say I'm a vibrational match or close to where they can get through the crack. What does that feel like? No. Let's not say that. Let's say I'm me. Let's stay where I am. So then I can explain what it feels like. Because if you're a vibrational match, you ain't going to feel it. You ain't going to be able to tell when it's them or not because you're the match. Okay. Let's say you're not a match and you're vibrating at a higher frequency than they are, and they're coming in to try to pull you down. That same instance I gave you, they may come in and say, if I were you, I don't think you said enough. You should call back. You should call back and really express how you feel. Forget if it hurt their feelings. Damn that. It's all about you and what you feel like. If they get hurt, oh well. Like, move into like what makes you feel better. And if you feeling better means cursing them out, then go on and curse them out. Like, why not? Now look, this is what I'm hearing. This is what I'm hearing. But this is what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like my blood's starting to boil. I'm starting to get angry. I'm starting to get mad. Now look, all of these are associated with lower vibrational frequencies, right? Anger, mad, like, I'm starting to have regret that I should have said this, I should have said that, but I didn't, and then now I'm getting all into that. I should have did. So then I'm pulling I'm going into a lower vibrational state, you guys. See how my energy is pulling me there? They're pulling me to that place of being. They like, yep, we got through the crack. We're in there. We got her. We're pulling her down. We're pulling her in. We're reeling her. Meanwhile, higher dimensional beings are always by you guys. They're always there with you, guiding you as well. Now, you can't let the dark in without the light being there to shine on you. Now, they ain't never went nowhere. They're still there. But look, like attracts like. While they're trying to give you the divine guidance and put you in a place of well-being and comfort, these lower vibrational frequencies are penetrating at a point that is starting to match where you are. And so you're hearing more of the lower guidance than you are the higher guidance. So what does this feel like physically? Well, remember, I just told you, these lower vibrational frequencies starting to put you in a place of anger, baby. You starting to get hot. You starting to like feel your heart palpitate. You getting angry. You starting to feel very much discomfort. Now look, the first time when the original beings came in, you didn't feel all that. You didn't feel angry. You didn't feel any emotion. You just felt heavy and you felt the tingling. There was really no emotion attached to it, just a little discomfort, and you felt a little awkward, right? You were still in a place of alignment, a place of peace, just feeling the effects of the energy. But this lower vibrational energy come in, baby, it's changing your emotional well-being. It's starting to cause your physical well-being to take you to a place that feels like it's energetically not just heavy, but exhausting. Because now you're working yourself up. And now you are, generating like physical symptoms that are indicative of or in alignment with being angry and upset. See the difference? See how you can tell when it's a higher vibrational being in your presence and a lower vibrational being in your presence? Get into it. Get into who's assisting you with what and who is supporting you at what point that you're in, be it at a high vibrational frequency and situation or at a low vibrational frequency and situation. Now, here we go. Let's say I'm in my higher frequency place of being and awareness. Here comes this low vibrational frequency saying, we don't want her to stay here. She's doing too good. Let's come on and mess with her a little bit. Let's bring this energy in. Let's bring this energy in to assist her. I mean, not assist her, but to cause her to either stay where she is or let's try to pull her down. So let's say these lower vibrational energies came in and they say, you know what? You should call her back. You should curse her out. You should tell her what was on your mind because you can release that. That'd be like release the energy. Don't nobody care if she get hurt. You do what's best for you. And you do all that. You go, yeah, I should. Then you know what? When you stop and you go, no, I'm not doing that because that's a waste of energy. As long as I know what I meant and where I am, doesn't matter what somebody else thinks. Like, here you go, you're counterproductive to what the low vibrational beings are trying to do, and you stay in your place of being, and then here comes the divine guidance. You can hear it. You can hear the divine guidance now, because look, you turned off the low vibration. And so now here comes the divine guidance pouring in. And then what does the lower vibrational being do? It steps away because you're not a vibrational match. Your frequency is not a match. You can't do nothing for it, can't feed on you energetically. It can't get nothing from you. It got to move away and move on. But it's going to try every time. Every time it's going to try, because as humans, we can slip. We slip all the time, right? Because it's part of our human makeup and DNA. We're created to slip. That's what we do down here in the matrix. We slip. So be mindful of when you're slipping, okay? Because look, now let's talk, those are external circumstances. Let's get into this whole spiritual, energetic, vibrational thing, because we have a little bit of confusion sometimes in terms of what's causing things to happen in our life. We go, well, they say it's, we think, we go like, well, wait a minute, they say I'm creating my reality, so all of this must be happening from within. I'm creating it from within and projecting and creating my outer reality, right? So you go, then I'm creating these high and low vibrational beings based off of where I am internally, right? My chakra system is, having blockages. I'm clearing them. I'm working on my chakras. I'm doing what I need to do. So I'm creating and projecting the life that is reflective of that. That is correct. You are doing that. While you are doing that, understand we are still in a quantum field. We are still on a game board. There is still a game being played here. There are still beings that are manipulating the grid. Okay, so while you are projecting outward, you're projecting your reality. You are. What is going on within is what is happening without. You are doing that. In the process of projecting your reality, you are creating a space for what energy is going to come around you and to you and through you for the game. So this space that you're creating, okay, allows outside beings who are playing the game too, to come and play a part, if you will, in your game sequence based on where you are. Da, 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 da. 5D Earth, secrets out. This is where we are. Let's get into it. Let's all evolve with it, because that third dimensional way of being and thinking, boop, boop, is out the door, because you can't bring us down, because we're aware now. We are aware, we are tapped in, and we are armed with wisdom, knowledge, and gifts and abilities to help us navigate, all right? So let's keep going with this distraction. Let me get a little water, you guys, I'm sorry. Okay. So look, so we realize when we may have distractions as it relates to external beings. And I want you guys, don't get so caught up on who the beings are. Because right now everybody's like, is it Anunnaki, or is it Grays, or are there, who are the beings who are trying to keep us, where we are? Everybody want to know who it is, like what the name of the beings is. Let me tell y'all something. Just like it's all kinds of beings here on this planet Earth of different nationalities, different geographic regions, races, like all, it's the same thing with them beings. It's no specific race of being or type of being where we say, oh yes, they're our friends. Oh no, they're not our friends. They're made up just like us. In any type of extra dimensional being realm, you got positives, negatives, good, bad, ones that are for us, ones that are against us, in all of them. So you can't say that every gray being is bad or every Anunnaki is bad, because they're not every single one is bad. So we cannot point a finger at one particular type of being and say they mean us no good, they mean us harm. We can't do that, because we can't do that with humans here and either, because you got to realize, you guys, newsflash, we are them. We are the beings. We're the beings that chose to incarnate here on planet Earth and have this experience. So we are them. So to say that all grays are bad is to say that the people or the beings here that have gray DNA in them, as we probably all do, we all have DNA strands that go lifetimes and lifetimes back. We got all of the DNA strands of all these beings that we say are so bad and not don't have our best interest at heart. All of us have these strands of DNA of these beings flowing through our bodies, because over time everybody's messed with everybody, got with everybody, mixed things up. And so we can't point out with them, because we are them. We are human replicas of these higher dimensional beings that chose to come here to have this experience. That's all it is. So don't get caught up in that. Don't get caught up in who is who and what's what. But this is what you can get caught up in. You can get caught up in the beings that are around you in terms of the frequency that they're bringing towards you. That's what I want you to get into, because there are so many beings around us that we don't know the names of, or we're not sure where they're from, because these planets are not ones that we've studied or known about or heard about. I don't get wrapped up a lot in the beings, except during my sessions, because during my sessions, I introduce people to their spirit teams. Everybody want to know who's on their team. Now, in that situation, I'll tell you, you have a being from the Orion's belt. His name is such and such. He's been with you since this day. He's working with you on this. He's trying to move you forward towards that. I'll do that in that type of framework, because that's what you're asking for and what is needed for your journey at that point. But in my waking daily life, I don't really get caught up in, okay, now who is this talking to me right now? Who's assisting me? And some people who are not in 5D might go, see, that's what I'm talking about. See, you don't know who's talking to you. That's the devil. Those are demons. No. Let me tell you what that is. That is me being tapped in, tuned in, and turned on to energy. And so I am aware of the energy that resonates with me and the energy that does not resonate with me. If we as humans want to put that energy in terms of a framework and a title such as God or Satan or Jesus or fallen angels or whatever, if we want to put a title to the energy as humans, so be it. Do what you're going to do. But I'm more interested in the energy more so than the name or the category that we as humans have created for these beings, okay? Because at the end of the day, when you leave here, these are great stories that we're learning here. They're wonderful as points of reference and instructions for while we're here. But when you leave and you go to the next step of the afterlife and you review your time here, you're going to recognize and understand how those particular stories and things played a part in your soul's evolution, okay? So I'm encouraging you guys to get tuned into the energy that is around you at all times, because it's always guidance, be it high vibrational energy that's around you or be it low vibrational energy that's around you. I can always tell when I am getting downloads and input from lower vibrational beings, because my thoughts are not the way I want them to be. My thoughts just an example, my thoughts may be in the area of defeat or not doing what I would like to do or being where I want to be or feeling as if I can't do something or I'm being stagnated or held back or maybe moving into a place where envy is setting in, where you're looking at other people going, man, why can't I? But that's always low vibrational coming into you. Whenever you're starting to question who you are, question your pace, your well-being, your progress, where you are, it's one of the main ways that lower vibrational beings can get to us is to try to compare us to other beings and to get us to feel as if we are not as good as, or we are less than. Because as humans, the conditioning is from school age to work to everything in our life, we're always trying to be where collectively everybody else is. And if you're not, you feel as if you're less than. That was all part of the game plan and sequence. Because if you were to individualize yourself, put yourself in a place of self-awareness, self-path, self-love, self-whatever, the game couldn't get where it got. It couldn't have gotten to this point. You always had previously in 3D to be in the place of wanting more, trying to be more, comparing yourself to someone else, and looking at yourself in terms of what you don't have versus what you do have. Okay, now that we're switching and we're in the 5D, we're doing just that. We're going to, well, wait a minute. I'm not like this person, but I ain't supposed to be. I'm supposed to be like me. Like this person may be like this or doing that, but I'm doing what I'm supposed to do and being like I'm supposed to be. We're starting to get into our self-awareness, which is moving and evolving us towards self-love, which is the whole key. That's the whole key to the game. Once you start becoming aware and loving yourself, the game is almost crumbled. It's almost crumbled over because you have no urge to continue playing the game. There's no game for you then. So granted, we're a long ways off from that because there's still a whole lot of comparison, especially as it relates to materialism on this planet. We are still programmed to believe that more is better. The more money you have, the more followers or friends you have, or the more material things you have, the big houses, the fancy cars, and nothing wrong with those things. As long as you keep them in a perception of they're just that, things while you're here. They're not you. Okay, that's where we get lost. We sometimes allow the things to create who we are, and we lose our connection to the source, the divine connection, and we get distracted. We get distracted and we start moving on a path and a course that will sometimes, you can never get out of alignment, because no matter what way you go or course you go, it's all moving you towards the finish line. But sometimes we'll get distracted on a course that'll take us around and up and down and to the left, to the right. It'll take us every which way to get to the finish line. So never think you're off track. Never feel like, you're not where you're supposed to be, because you're always moving towards the finish line, no matter where you are. Okay? That's the other thing that we've conditioned to believe. If we don't take the same path that somebody else took, who is where we want to be, then we feel like we didn't do the right path. For example, a lot of people want to be millionaires, billionaires. Before, we were conditioned to believe that required schooling. You had to go and get this degree or that degree, or have your own business, or you had to do something of that nature to get that type of money. Well, we're seeing now a lot of people who are in those positions didn't do any of that. They just followed their passion. They did what made them feel good and ignited an energy and a momentum in them that moved them forward. Okay. Nothing against education and schooling. Hey, I got a PhD. I followed that whole program in the sequence. And I don't have any regrets, because that program that sequence allowed me to learn things about myself along the way that were very pivotal to the transformation and evolution that I experienced of my soul. So that's what I mean when I say you can take no wrong way. There is no wrong way to get to where you're going. Every step you take is divinely supported and guided by yourself, source, which is God, your divine team, which is assigned to you from the time, before you get here, actually, but they start working with you from the time you come out of that womb, aka that out of the portal, aka your mother's womb, to the time that you leave this physical avatar. Okay. So everything's always working for you, never, ever against you. I heard and was reminded of that by a YouTuber who says the reason, and his name is Kempire. You guys watch Kempire? He is usually giving you all things as it relates to celebrity gossip and things like that. And I know you're saying, wait a minute, gossip is third dimensional. You got to watch Kempire though, because he'll give it to you in a way where it's informative, yet enlightening, in a way that he's always trying to bring up concepts related to self-awareness, self-improvement, and how we sometimes get lost in these things when we are here in the matrix. So he's really good at that. So anyway, he reminded me that the way he's able to manifest is because he can like tell himself things like, all things are always working out for his good. And so that's what you always have to remember, no matter what happens to you, no matter how severe or how good or how bad you feel, it's always working out for you, like always working out for you. I hope that was Kim Pyre that said that, and not my other favorite tarot card readers. Two people I follow on YouTube. It's him and a tarot card reader. Oh, it was one of the two, Kim Pyre. I hope that was you. If not, I just gave you a shout out anyway, even if you didn't say it, because your energy is so magnetic. But anyway, so oh, and the tarot card reader that I told you guys about that I follow, his name is Minnow Pond. Minotpond, Minnow Pond. He's absolutely great. Love him. I think his real name is Chris. But anyway, so I want you guys to just be mindful, be very, very mindful of when you are being distracted externally or internally. A lot of times, I think we're getting more aware of our internal distractions. I'm so at the point now, I get distracted quickly, just like coming to do this recording for you guys for Mystical Monday. Do you know, I stopped in 2 rooms before I got to this room to do it, of other things that came across my mind that I had to do, only to get to something, go, oh my God, I was supposed to be recording Mystical Monday. I had forgotten just that quick because I was distracted. That's another thing that's happening right now. Our short-term memory and things, we're getting very distracted quickly because of the information we're trying to get from our team, because we're so wide open now. You guys remember, the veil is so thin, the information is coming so fast that it is sometimes interfering with our daily routines and lives. So I'm constantly getting this information so quickly while I'm trying to go about my everyday tasks. So I'm trying to balance the two. Like, you're going to have thoughts like, this morning I was thinking about a childhood friend of mine. I was like, oh, I wonder what she's doing. Did she go out of town or not? Because she was supposed to go out of town. Like, that is coming in my mind, while at the same time, I'm trying to like think of what clothes that I'm going to sort, so I can put it in the laundry. And so then when you get those thoughts, you're going to, wait a minute, 2 things at one time. And I start putting stuff in the washer. I said, wait a minute, Spirit, were you giving me information about my friend? Because I need to call and see how she's doing. Because that download came in the midst of me sorting clothes. So I had to stop for a second. It got quiet. I said, no, it was just a random thought, because I didn't get any confirmation. I didn't get anything. So I kept sorting clothes, and I went and I came in my room, and when my cell phone, when you get an email or a text, something, it lights up, your phone lights up. So my phone lit up, and it was an email, and in the subject line, it said, friend, a special candle for friends, or friend candle, like some candle they were like advertising to give to your friend. So I said, okay, wait a minute. Ooh, I didn't wait long enough. That was my cue. I need to call her, because I got that confirmation then, like, no, you were wrong. Like, it was getting your attention. This was a download for you to call. So here, we're going to confirm it for you in your physical presence. So you don't have to rely on your thoughts. We're going to give it to you right here to confirm it. And so then I knew, okay, I got to call. After I do this recording, I'm going to make sure I call her today. So you see how that goes? So much stuff happening, and you got to be in tune and aware of this stuff, because it's going to seem like distractions, because the downloads are going to be coming all the time now, no matter what you're doing. It used to be, since we weren't aware and we weren't as tapped in, and the veil wasn't removed, and we weren't as close to the higher dimensional realms, we used to have to sit for hours in meditation and try to literally not disconnect, but connect to our higher place of being, to get the information that we were seeking, or the downloads, or the feelings, and the chakra and energy balances and everything. We used to have to do that, but you can still do it. There's nothing wrong with still doing it, but if you're aware enough, you don't have to. You're getting it at all times, because the energy and frequency is different, and your awareness is different. So just understand, I still meditate, but I do it in a different way. In the mornings when I wake up, I drink a little tea, I sit in my chair, I do some breathing, I look at my dog, sometimes he makes me laugh. I may, look through some things on my phone as it relates to spiritual concepts and things like that. And then I'll sit with myself and say a little bit of gratitude about, wow, look where I am, look where I've been, look where I'm going to be going. I do a little bit of gratitude. And then I kind of say, okay, now let's see, where's this day going to go? And I'll just sit and listen for a little bit. So that's my meditation now. That's not how I used to be, y'all. I used to like lay in the bed, try to quiet my mind and be like, okay, I'm gonna get focused. I'm gonna get this information. It's gonna come in. Then I'll be thinking about everything else, like cooking and what I got to do and what is on my agenda for work. And I do all that stuff. And then somehow when I fall asleep is when I would get the information, the divine information, when I was literally in my sleep state. So look, meditation it's however you want to do it. For me, it's walking as well. I connect very well walking outside. It's however you want to do it, but make it something that's routine for you, however you're going to do it. Because the more you are in a still place of being and awareness, the more you're opening yourself up, okay, for these upgrades and this awareness, as well as these divine downloads that are coming. But you got to put a little bit of effort into it too. A lot of us, we're getting subconsciously the upgrades and you don't even know it, which is great. But just think about when you are in tune to it and you are aware of it and you are setting the intention to actively engage in your ascension and awakening, then you amp up everything that is coming to you to a whole nother level in terms of an upgrade. You are not only getting the downloads, which is what we talked about today and how to recognize distractions when you're getting these downloads, but you then are tapping into your gifts simultaneously and using your gifts to not only assist you with interpreting the downloaded information, but for making changes in your waking life that are going to lead you or push you in the direction you're trying to go to for your manifestation. Because let's just face it, the biggest part of the game is self-awareness and self-love. That's the main part of the game. But the other part of the game is manifesting your reality. That's what you came here to do, to show your skills, to show how you can create the life that you want, despite these rules that have been put in place for decade after decade, despite all of the conditioned things that people keep telling you that you can and can't do, or you have to do in order to be able to create your life. You came out here to say, nah, I know better than that. I know that it is a lot simpler than what you guys have made it out to be. I know that it's more energetically based than what you guys have taught me, that it's physically based. I know that I am a living, breathing replica of the source, aka God, and that I am here on this planet to show it to you through demonstration in my life experiences and my manifestation. Okay. So I hope that all of this information has helped you guys tonight for 2023 and to assist you with kind of some of the things you may be experiencing now or that you're going to be experiencing throughout this year. Because why? 5D Earth is here and only 1% can see that. Are you part of the 1%? If you are, let's get you comfortable in being that 1% so that you can reach out, reach back, and assist the others who are coming, because we're all evolving, who are coming and moving that percentage onward and upward, okay? Because the 5D Earth is here. We can't stop it. We can't change it. We're evolving and getting into it collectively, all together, okay? All right, so it's been a lot tonight. If any of you are interested in one-on-one spiritual coaching sessions where I introduce you to your team, we kind of talk a little bit about why they are on your team, what they're doing, what messages they have that they want to give to you right now at this point in your evolution, or you want to start or continue intuitive guidance sessions where you're tapped in, tuned in, and turned on, but now you want some more in-depth instruction in terms of how to navigate, how to be aware of when things are happening, how to decipher and interpret information that is being given to you by your team, please visit my website at www.discoveringyourinnerlight.com. You guys choose spiritual coaching sessions or intuitive guidance sessions, or if you're having some energetic issues where you just feel blocked, you just feel like physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, nothing is going right. You're in a state of just upheaval and you need some detachment and release of energetic blockages. Please make sure you visit my website as well and choose detachment and release, okay? Because some people need that as well. You're not in as bad of a situation as you think, but in our earthly bodies and perceptions, everything can be blown up and magnified way bigger than what it is. And so sign up for that if you may need some clarity and assistance on detaching and releasing from energy that no longer serves you, and you want to release and move forward, okay? So I am Dr. Dawn. This is Mystical Monday. If this video has assisted you in any way, please, you guys, like, subscribe, and follow. Like, subscribe, and follow. I cannot tell you how important that is so that I can continue to get this information out to the collective. It's all based on that algorithm, which is part of the quantum field, which is part of the grid, the playing grid for the game. I'm trying to play this game, but as you see, I'm a projection of you guys. We all need each other, and I need you in order to assist me to be able to get this information out to those who need it, okay? All right, I'm Dr. Dawn. Please follow me on all social media platforms. I am on TikTok. I am on Instagram. I am on Facebook, and you guys are catching me here on YouTube. Discovering Your Inner Light is where I am across platforms. It has been a pleasure being with you guys tonight. Please join me again next Monday at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on YouTube at Discovering Your Inner Light. Until next time, much love and light to you guys, and I will see you next week. Keep evolving. Bye-bye.